Global Book Network, I'm Zach Feldman. Thanks so much for tuning in here on globalbooknetwork.tv and on our YouTube page. If you head over there, if you're not there, head over there, globalbooknetwork.tv. It's on YouTube, and we have many different interviews with authors to choose from and hear about their success stories and hear about, all the cool things that they're doing, especially with this new author that we have on the air with us today. Joining us over the phone, she's the author of Tipping Point for a Hollow Earth. It is Ruth Leedy Carr. Ruth, thanks so much for joining me here on Global Book Network. How's everything going?
Oh, great. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Zach.
Yeah, anytime. Well, tell me all about Tipping Point for a Hollow Earth. And just to start off, too, you are in the conspiracy realm, correct?
You could say that.
I'm on my show, as the Zach Feldman Show. We always have you on, because you're always talking about the cool conspiracies and all the different, things that kind of blow people's mind in a sense. And so now you have this new book out too. It's called Tipping Point for a Hollow Earth. Tell us a little about what you're trying to prove here.
I'm trying to show that there's going to be a reversal of the Earth's magnetic field. It could come soon, according to some experts, and that this reversal will result in an axis shift, and that it'll be more serious than we realize because there are holes at the poles which we haven't been told about. So that when the axis shifts, the centrifugal force will cause those holes to move, and that's going to create a lot of seismic activity and tidal waves, and just it'll wipe out some lands, perhaps in northern Europe. Pardon?
I said, "Oh man, well that sounds horrible." But what? Let me ask you this. I mean, first off, what is the proof that you have that this will happen, or this may happen? I should say. What is your assumption here? Where is it coming from?
Well, many experts have predicted that there will be a reversal of the Earth's magnetic field, and it's based on the fact that the field's strength has been declining for 2,500 years, and that they have records of these events that have happened in the past. You'll have a decline or decay in the magnetic field over a period of a couple of 2,000 or 3,000 years, and that this will culminate in the reversal. And it hasn't been well publicized that this can be accompanied by an axis shift, but CBS News carried a story on January 20th, 2000 to the effect that 80 million years ago there was a reversal of the Earth's magnetic field in which, as they put it, the Earth rolled and the latitude of the Washington, D.C. area was greatly changed. Well, the latitude is the distance from the equator. So if the equator moved so that the latitude of Washington, D.C. was greatly changed, well, you can't move the equator without the pole also moving. So when they said the Earth rolled, that was just a gentle way of saying the axis shifted.
Interesting. That's
but he didn't. This was Dan Rather. He didn't admit that this event is on the horizon at all for us today. In fact, he even said at the end, "But it's a good thing this is not something we have to face today." Some words to that effect, and as though he didn't have any idea. And it's possible that he perhaps didn't have any idea that it's coming, because the experts tend to fall into two camps. You have the ones who say this event is coming, but they don't bother to mention that there's going to be an axis shift involved. And then this other example that CBS gave is that they mentioned the axis shift, but they didn't mention that it's coming. So you have to put these pieces of information together, puzzle pieces as it were, in order to get the idea that an event is coming which potentially could shift the axis. Now, this was stated anonymously, get this, anonymously, by a geologist who was consulted about the prophecies of Edgar Cayce. And this was told in Jess Stern's book, Edgar Cayce, The Sleeping Prophet. So the geologist insists on remaining anonymous over something this important. He said he thought Casey was right that there's going to be an axis shift, and he says the reason that there's going to be an axis shift is that we're overdue for a geomagnetic field reversal, in which the north magnetic pole goes to the south, to the opposite hemisphere, and the south magnetic pole comes up to the north, and that in his opinion this was going to shift the axis. He did not say why, but it was pretty obvious.
I want to ask you too. You talked with you sent a letter actually to President Biden, I believe, and it was kind of about this topic too. Tell me about what happened with that.
Well, this was in 1992 when I was living in Delaware, and of course he was a senator at that time. So this letter, I guess I can read the whole letter. Thank you for your inquiry. This is from the U.S. Geological Survey. Biden had referred a report of mine to the Geological Survey. So thank you for your inquiry dated June 4th, 1992, on behalf of Ms. Ruth Leedy regarding her concern of an impending cataclysmic event due to a magnetic polar shift. The background material provided by Ms. Leedy suggests the existence of a polar hole which might explain the mechanism for polar reversals. The northern axis of the Earth's rotation, the North Pole, is located in the Arctic Ocean basin. The seafloor of the entire Arctic Ocean has been extensively surveyed and mapped, and there is no evidence of a hole leading to the interior of the Earth. Ms. Leedy postulates a very rapid reversal and shift of the magnetic poles. The geological evidence from past magnetic polar reversals leads us to believe that a polar reversal takes thousands of years to occur and is not a rapid event. In terms of geologic time, these shifts are very rapid, yet in terms of our experiential time frame, they take a very, very long time to occur. We agree with her that the Earth may have some surprises for us yet, but we do not believe an impending major cataclysm due to a rapid magnetic polar shift in the near term is one of them. If we can be of further assistance, please let us know.
Interesting. So what they're saying basically is that there is no evidence of it happening, but in the future it may happen.
Well, if you notice this letter does not admit that the magnetic field has been decaying for 2,500 years. All you have to do is well, there are many, many textbooks that.
Well, it probably doesn't admit it because it probably says that it's not something they can prove at the moment.
Oh, well, the strength of the magnetic field in the past, that's all documented. Bloxham and Gubbins' article in December 1989 in the Scientific American entitled The Evolution of the Earth's Magnetic Field. He's got a graph in there that shows exactly what the magnetic field strength was 2,500 years ago and how it's declined, starting with a slow decline, getting more and more rapid, and more of a precipitous decline in our time, but still not anywhere near the 10% level that it would have to be at in order to have a reversal. But if it's declining faster and faster as it goes along, there is a possibility that it could become a precipitous decline. And even Bloxham and Gubbins themselves said that if another hot spot arises near Indonesia, the reversal could be precipitated immediately. They said if the hot spot does not arise near Indonesia, it might take another 1,500 years before the reversal occurs. And so then the question becomes, how are we going to know if there's going to be a hot spot arising near Indonesia? And the answer is you won't know until it happens. But there's somebody else named Garrett Verschuur, Verschur, who wrote a book called Cosmic Catastrophes, and he just said straight out, he said, in his estimation, that in 50 to 150 years, the reversal could begin. And he, in other words, as soon as 2028, because his book came out in 1978. So as soon as 2028, in his opinion, the reversal could be starting. And of course, I have all kinds of what I consider to be covert messages from Isaac Asimov and Carl Sagan to the effect
Yeah.
that the event is going to happen soon. But it's pretty hard to break down exactly what was said. Well, for one thing, there's a character name in Carl Sagan's novel Contact, in which you can spell the words Earth axis shift, and you can also spell the words field reversal, all from this one name. And furthermore, the plot of the novel involves people being afraid of doomsday and even an Earth axis shift. And this particular character is playing on those fears. He's kind of a doomsday prophet. And so it's the idea that Sagan could be saying something about Earth axis shifting is not far-fetched because the stage has been set. The novel mentions Earth axis shifting, fears of Earth axis shifting, and this guy is playing on those fears, and his name can spell the words Earth axis shift and field reversal. His name is Stefan Alexeyevich Beruda. But this is really, I believe this is beyond coincidence.
I mean, listen, this is all also, just hearsay, she say, we'll see what happens in the future sort of thing. Nothing's proven in stone. Obviously, you have so much resources that you've picked out and choose from, and especially that it's all in this book too, Tipping Point for a Hollow Earth. To kind of showcase all of your documentation. And, obviously I always give you so much credit too for doing so much research on all these different topics, because I don't do as much research as you do on these things. And it's insane, the amount of research you've done. But in the future, obviously, if let's say hypothetically, if this happens, what is something that we could do to prevent it?
Well, you'd want to try to mitigate the effects. You'd want, if you knew what was going to happen, well, for one thing, there would be a lot of volcanic activity as a result of the new equatorial bulge. And the new equatorial bulge will, if the predictions are correct, the new pole would be in northern Europe, and a new pole, the new South Pole. And that would be, the axis would be there, and the new equator would pass near Japan, Hawaii, and the western United States. If these predictions, which partly come from Edgar Cayce and partly come from Asimov and Sagan's covert messages, if these projections are correct, there's going to be a lot of volcanic activity in Japan and the western U.S. and Hawaii because of the stresses to the crust when the new equatorial bulge is forming. And even if you don't believe that's an accurate depiction of an axis shift, as long as you have a condition where the axis is going to shift, the fact is there's going to be a new equatorial bulge someplace, and wherever that is, there's going to be stress on the crust, which is going to result in volcanic activity.
Interesting. So, very interesting. So, what, it's not good. It sucks. But, again, what do we do to prevent it?
Well, you assess what would be the effects, and you plan. See, the ash in the air, when there's a lot of volcanic ash in the air, that makes it hard to have not only airplane travel or jet
what I'm
travel,
saying, though, is this but
also all kinds of travel would be difficult, and there could be crop failures, and there could be damage to people's lungs and the lungs of farm animals. And what I'm saying is that it could involve a shortage of food, and what you do, you can't prevent it, but you can stockpile food ahead of time if you know that it's coming. And this is the government. See, this letter from the Geological Survey gave no hint that this event could be coming even thousands of years from now. This gave no hint whatsoever that this event could possibly be on the horizon.
Well, I mean, in the honest truth, probably they didn't know either, and they probably don't, and probably nobody knows too, because the event hasn't happened yet.
They knew because it's all the textbooks have predicted it. They just haven't predicted it for the very, very near future, but they've all predicted it. And this guy, Doyle G. Frederick, had to know about these predictions of a coming geomagnetic field reversal, and he didn't let on that there was any preliminary conditions being set, to set the stage for this event to happen at all. So that I feel like his response here to Senator Biden left Biden feeling like that the whole issue of the field reversal was totally wrong, and that's not true. The books all say it's coming, and he didn't admit that. That to me shows a lack of candor on the part of people that Senator Biden was relying on for information.
Interesting. I mean, listen, it's a crazy topic, and it's also something that should also be taken into account when we're thinking about the world and thinking about society too. Obviously, do we know if it's going to happen or not? We have no idea. Do we know if it's even a reality that it's going to happen? We have no idea either. But
well, if it's happened in the past, it will happen again, and it has happened 80 million years ago. That much has been reported.
Interesting. Listen, I am always in the realm when it comes to these conversations. Like, I know nothing about any of it, but you always give me so much information about it too, Ruth, and it's always appreciated too, so I can find out more about all this. I mean, do you think global warming has anything to do with this?
I don't think that global warming is going to make a difference as to whether there's going to be a new hotspot arising near Indonesia. But this event could have an effect on global warming. It could release a lot of heat from the interior of the Earth, which could increase global warming. But then, if the volcanic ash blocks the sunlight, that could reduce global warming. So it's hard to say exactly how it would all shake out. I don't know.
Well, we're running out of time over here too. I want to definitely get your book out there. It's called Tipping Point for a Hollow Earth. You can check it out on Amazon, and it's available right now. But Ruth, what are you working on next? What's next for you as an author?
Every now and then I try to start another book, but I seem to get distracted by other shorter essays and things. I thought I might start a book on SOS signs in the work of Asimov and Sagan. But I can't promise that because I haven't got very far into it. And I have a possibility of an offer for republication of one or more of these two books, Polar Whole Light in Europe's Clouds and Tipping Point for a Hollow Earth. I might have a chance to have them republished, but
awesome.
It's too soon to say. It's too soon to
well,
say.
Definitely come back when you have those books published, or you're doing something next. It'd be really awesome to hear from you more. And it's always a pleasure to talk to you about these fun nuances in the world. And again, the book is called Tipping Point for a Hollow Earth. You can get it on Amazon. Ruth Leedy Carr, thanks again for joining us here on Global Book Network, and best luck with everything.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Anytime. And you can check out all different author interviews right now here on globalbooknetwork.tv. Just go to youtube.com/globalbooknetwork, or you can check out our website and check out all of our past author interviews there at globalbooknetwork.tv. I'm Zach Feldman. We'll see you here next time for another author interview.